Hi, welcome back to One Cocktail at a Time's Cocktails and Conversation Friday Night Cocktail Hour. I am Alexis, one of the owners of One Cocktail at a Time, and tonight I'm going to make for you a Negroni. I chose this drink because it's one of my mother's favorites. I recently introduced it to her and it's become one of her favorites, and in honor of Mother's Day this weekend, I thought I would choose that cocktail for this evening. So what you need for a Negroni is very simple and is gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth. It's 3 ingredients, equal parts. So I'm going to start by, I always like to measure because it's important for balance. And then if you like your Campari a little more on the bitter side, you might add a smidgen more Campari and a little less sweet vermouth. If you like your Negroni a little boozier, you might add a little more, a half ounce I'd say, more gin and a little less of the others, like a quarter ounce less of the others, because it's a 1:1:1, as I said. So I like my cocktails very well balanced and traditional. So I'm going with the 1:1:1. And I'm going to pour 1 ounce of, this is the Plymouth gin. It's a nice, I think I've used this before. And I'm using a stirring pitcher because I want it to be cold before I pour it over the rocks and a little diluted. And then 1 ounce Campari. But it isn't necessary if you don't have a pitcher like this, a stirring pitcher. You could use a cup or you could put it in a shaker. Technically, cocktails without fruit in them or juice or juices in them are not shaken, they're stirred, but you do what you want to do and what you have available to you. And then my last ounce, I'm using my sweet vermouth here. Set that there so I don't get my table dirty. And I will always stir for about 20 to 30 or even up to 40, but a minimum of 20 stirs to get the drink well diluted. Oh, I did 30 there, just for good measure, if you will. Set that there. Ooh, I forgot my strainer, 1 second. All right. I'm going to pour this over I have a spherical ice here, but you can just have regular ice in your cup. And it is, as you can see, is a very pretty, like rosy color because of the Campari being red and the sweet vermouth kind of being a deep brown. And I'm going to garnish with a little bit of orange here. I like to squeeze mine in, give it a little extra. So, cheers. Oh, so nice. So for the conversation part of this week's special treat, I would like to challenge you to talk to a friend or family member about reminiscing about something that your mother taught you, a tough lesson perhaps, something you perhaps wouldn't necessarily post on social media, but you would share with a friend. Likewise, if your mother is still with you, if you can have a conversation with her about something that her mother taught her. Something to pass down the generations, a story, a lesson. Certainly we all, our parents teach us to tie our shoes and things like that, but I'm talking more about character building lessons, things that you take with you through life and you call upon them to move you forward in times of transition. So with that, have a happy Mother's Day with family, friends, virtually, unless you're have an extended family living with you, which in that case, then you're very lucky. My parents are stuck in Florida they were wintering there and can't come home. So I don't get to see them this weekend, but soon, hopefully. Cheers. Oh, and if you're wondering about the t-shirt, Baxter Community Center. I'm on the Donor Development Committee for Baxter Community Center, one of my favorite nonprofit organizations in this town. They do a lot of great work. The shirt Bax 50 was in honor of their 50th year of service, which was last year. They are in need of funding for their child care center. So if you're so inclined, I'll put a link in this post to donate to the Child Care Development Center there. I shouldn't say child care because they're preschool, certified preschool. Thank you, and until next week.